Good evening, everybody. You are back live with the schooling of the genius mind, well, brilliant mind of Mr. Simon Says IBC. How you doing tonight, brother?
Good. I'm kind of getting the echoey feedback thing going on there, sir.
Oh no,
Is your, yeah, is your
I'm not
phone?
getting it. Is my
Hmm?
what?
Hold on a second. Wow, just 1 second. It's my dumb butt fault. Sorry.
But
Yeah.
okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Got to hit the mute button on the other channel just to make sure everything's working. Huh? Why am I hearing myself? That's really good.
Yeah, that's
Alan,
not
I am
good.
doing great. My knees are bruised up from building a fireplace, replacing all the tile that I accomplished yesterday. So
Oh,
we're
good. I
actually
was
really
worried
happy
that
with
you.
it. Yeah, we're really happy with it. At first, it was just we need to do it just to fix it, but our first real home project turned out to be pretty pretty good. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm gonna take the win all day.
I would take the win.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah,
I would take
yeah,
the win on
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Right
Yeah,
on.
it's been good. Look at all the peeps. What's good?
Look at the people we have in the house. I just spent a couple of days actually with TBBCC99. It's got to get easier than that, guys. Anyway, that's our couple friend. Love them both. They're like family now, honestly. Um, I don't know if I can use their first names or not. I guess I've called them out before, but Todd is and his lovely wife, um, really amazing people. Also, Peter, Lynn, and his son Derek and Dave were there, and
Cool.
E-Man and
Nice.
I. And I'm
So
sorry.
you had the meetup, man. That's cool that you met some cool people, man. I know you were talking to me about it yesterday on the ride home, man. It sounds like it was another loving connection of like-minded individuals.
It truly is. It's one of those things when you well, anybody that could put up with my videos for a couple of years either is resonating with you or just clearly bored in life and they got not much better to do. So I'm
I
going to
mean,
take the latter.
it is kind of
Yeah,
a blend of two, right? It really is, right?
I'm
I'm
seeing it.
bored.
Yeah,
I like this. I like this. I'm bored.
I know. Yeah, I feel sorry for the old guy sitting out on the rock. Nobody's
Poor
watching.
guy. Does he live there? Gee, thank God it doesn't rain. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just him and his dogs. What a lonely existence. Yeah,
Right, right.
it's been a whirlwind 3 days, but I'm really glad to be back and home. And but I got another weekend coming up where I'm going to do all those fun videos with April. Really looking forward to that. But I literally talked everybody's ear off on Sunday. Like people were like, "Would you please stop talking so I can go to the men's room and just get back?" I was like,
That's funny.
"Sorry, man.
That's
That's what
really
I do."
funny.
Yeah, it was bad. I started talking about noon and I quit about midnight. And
Sounds
I
about
don't know
like Florida and Georgia.
exactly. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
similar. We talked way more crypto and more big picture crypto
Mhm.
and a lot more conspiratorial things than we normally do. So, yeah, uh huh, yeah, just a little bit more than we normally do on a meetup. But I got a lot from it. I will tell you, it was really nice having other people there that just really contributed a lot to the conversation.
Oh, that's always
Um,
fun. Where you don't feel
yeah,
like, I mean, even though you're saying you were talking a lot, but I'm sure there was a lot of
yeah,
give and take there. And man,
it
that's really
was.
great because you
Yeah,
as well as I know this as well, being a content creator, and just someone in the crypto space that can that consistency of talking and talking and talking, and then we really don't get the other side of that typically.
Uh-huh.
So when we're in
Yeah.
a crowd and we get that,
Mhm.
we get that feedback and just their view, their perspective, their contrast, their wins, like the whole thing is like, oh man, is this what I got? Is this what I do for you guys? Because this is great. I thought I was doing
Yeah.
poop trash, but man, I'm feeling really good about this right now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I absolutely love the give and the take.
We had Dave, who's well, I'm going to call him what he truly is, a real estate expert, and he puts the things so simply and so easily placed into the mind. I was like, wow, man, I like this guy. He gave me, plus he's from the Bay Area, so he gave me a lot to think about. And I had mentioned to Todd the following day, he really triggered something in my head that was like, well, they got away with '08, right? Was what Dave kept saying, and I don't know that he quite explained it clearly, but it really cleared up in my mind when I went home thinking about everything, how he led up to that great story that he had about it. And what I realized at the end of the night, I was like, and they're going to do it again. They got away with it in '08, and they're going to do it. Why wouldn't you do that playbook again? That whole, oh, well, the poor bank's got to get bailed out. It's like they're going to do that again because
I'm a poor bank, straight up. I mean, I got books. I got proof. I'm a poor bank, dude. I bring on the
Right.
bailout.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious to me anyway, but I just shot a video that I want everybody to watch tomorrow because I'm really excited about it. I've been trying to shoot this one for a month and a half, and I just shot it, and I'm really kind of excited about it because it's so relevant to today's political scene. But it's really how I know you're going to be. Yeah, it's really how I know you're going to be wealthy. I know it. That's how I know it. So it's in your best interest to watch the show that I post in the morning. Patreon people get it tonight, actually. But yeah.
Oh, $3 and you can watch it tonight after this.
That's it.
Awesome live.
$3 a month. You get to watch it without commercial.
A month. You can't get
what
a
do you know
cheeseburger for that price anymore.
You can't get anything. You could barely get a homeless to bend over and pick $3 up off the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, but that's actual facts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. $3.
I know, it's a terrible thought. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I met Cody, the code man. I don't know if he's in here tonight. Wow. I talked to him on the phone before, and I'd met him and his wife, but I rode with him 3 hours there and 3 hours back. Like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
When you meet people in our group, in the Army, let's just call it what it is. Everybody in our group's XRP. When you meet them personally, it's like carbon copy one after another. They all have that core that's identical. It's the weirdest thing. Like all those guys in Florida?
Yeah.
Almost all of them were the same. I don't mean to say same. You know what I mean? They were.
You really shouldn't be surprised about this. I mean, you've been to Vegas twice. It only took me one trip to recognize. Oh no, we all have that same, core, that same core principle, trait, characteristic, whatever you'd like to call it.
No, it's true.
Yeah. But it's really. I think it's more of you're not used to seeing it as frequent as you're seeing it, like we are now, versus 10 years ago. To find someone even on the same level as myself on just any one topic, wow.
Yeah.
That was a find.
Yeah, it was.
And likewise. We got all these peeps in the house. Melissa's in the house. Joanna, OG Mac, GA, Zip, Doreen from Jersey.
Who is this person?
Probably one of the best underrated cryptocurrency talk show hosts this side of the Mississippi and that side of the Mississippi. Real deal.
Never
Just
heard
a-
of her.
Really, really. You ever heard of this
I know
tiny,
this.
small little, this tiny little small but ultimately valuable show called Dipito? Let's Talk Crypto.
Oh, Melissa. I know Melissa. I don't know this World Be Free person. Hey, love. Good to have you aboard here tonight.
Go to another XRP event. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. One more. Oh, and by the way, those of you who have not seen the girl rock a microphone at a karaoke night,
Oh, yeah.
must see. Must see.
Right. We got. I still got video. I can play that right now, but I'm not going to. But I could.
I have some photos. They're not real flattering of you. Because I had to go up over
flattering to me. Do you know how?
Yeah, I had to go up over top of your head to get.
Oh,
the crowd was
you
so
got the
immense.
glare. You got the glare, man.
Yeah, you got a little yarmulke working back there.
I do, man. I do.
I got shit. There was such an immense crowd for her to get up on stage that everybody stood up off their bar stools to go watch her sing.
You know what though? But that was like that karaoke bar was a real karaoke bar. Like, I mean, like if I ever do another karaoke bar, dude, that is the Cat's Meow on Fremont or close to Fremont in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Fremont Street, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the party is. Not at the window.
So good, guys. It's going to be packed next year. It's just going to be. There were so many people that are like, "Oh, I didn't go to that. I heard about it." You know, next year it's just going to be XRP people jam.
Did you get Did you? Well, yeah, we see. Yeah, it's going to be. I know it's going to be packed.
Oh yeah,
already.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah, market conditions major influence to that. That'll be a.
And then, like, I was telling people over the weekend, like, well, we all know how smart some of the people are in crypto, right? Like, you know, Quincy comes to mind, and then what's his name from Reaper, like
Patrick Riley, and then you got
Greg.
I think
was it Greg?
Is it Greg?
Yes, I believe it was. He got up and sang. Reaper got up and sang too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did an awesome metal rendition of
yes.
Was it Monkey Dance? Monkey Dance?
Okay, yeah. And you say to yourself, somebody that smart is not going to get up on the stage and do it.
Oh, dude, no, he nailed the metal. Yeah, I can't even do that. That was so impressive. I think it's more impressive. And I'm not anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. Greg Pruitt. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah,
he's in the crowd, isn't he? No, he's not. Oh, well, yes. Yeah. Patrick Riley, awesome metal rendition, man. That was like the crowd didn't know what to think, and I was enjoying every moment of that. Like these crowds,
that was good.
This guy do it, but it's like, dude, you know he's nailing that right now, right? You see the
the
irony. Too. Like you guys don't know how to respond, and I'm like,
no, I was digging it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, Vegas was a good time. It's going to be packed.
I don't even drink, and I got home at 3 a.m. That's how much fun it was.
I've been known to keep people out late.
Yeah, it was too much fun. I don't know how we got started talking about that. OG in house, Zip, my brother, GA. I did see. Well, I saw it. Well, I saw somebody else I wanted to shout out.
Patriots in the house.
I can't remember. JM for sure.
I thought there was someone from
Luke.
Talked to Luke last week. Me too.
Where did you Teresa. Saw Teresa in there too somewhere.
Yes, Teresa.
Love you, girl.
Representing the great state of, how can I mention it? But it's a great state.
Yeah, that's right. She's becoming what I'm going to call, when we have time, when we're on the phone together, it's I don't know if woo-woo is the right word, but it's a spiritual synergy that she and I have that we share together.
We call that on the same frequency.
we're on the same frequency, but I think it's a little higher than that, actually. It's really good stuff. Love
That's
that.
called a higher frequency.
A higher, that's it. That might be it. Cryptic Gamer.
Oh, we got XRP Renegade in the house. We got Brad. What's up, Brad? Representing the PNW to the fullest extent. I love it.
PNW. Nice. We got some people in here tonight. What's going on with that? Love it.
They all got let down last night. Yes, sir.
I know they did too.
I'm not going to. Nope. I got to save it for a show tomorrow.
Let's not jinx tonight's show. I actually edited the end of that and reposted.
Oh, you got episode 11?
11.
12.
Yeah.
11.
I edited the end of it like that day after we talked.
Okay.
Anyway,
cool. Awesome.
I will. I got some notes here, believe it or not, for a great IBC show. But I really want to go down the road.
Is this the one we're doing next week?
Something like that, yeah. I don't know.
All right, I'll quit clowning around. I've had too much.
Maybe we can get around to it tonight. I mean, we're only 16 minutes in. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to go.
Well, yeah, we got to say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
But you and I had a great topic. I thought was a good topic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I discussed some of this with some of the people over the weekend about how do I strategize? Okay, Alan, why do I need an IBC? I don't understand it. I don't get it. What's in it for me? I know I get to be my own bank. I got that. But why would I put 10 grand every year into this thing? We're going to use 10 because it's the easy number. We're going to use 10 grand. And why would I put the 10 grand in there, Alan, when I could buy, 20,000 XRP with that money, Alan? I don't understand it. Prove to me why that would make me more money or more sense for me to do than just buy the 20,000 XRP. Simon, take that away.
Okay.
How would you answer that?
So, actually, before I even take that away, let's revisit a story. It's talked about in the book. We talk about it here. You talk about it here. I've mentioned it lots of different ways. And that's the story about the man that has to stop in a small town, and he's got $100 bill.
Okay, I just told this one over the weekend, but yeah.
Oh, good, good.
It's my favorite story. Yeah.
Yes. So, as some of you may remember, there's a gentleman who's driving down a backcountry road. Maybe it was I-5 here on the West Coast, and he's starting to have some car problems, issues. Engine check light comes on, so he pulls off the freeway, and he comes to this small town, pulls it into the mechanic shop. Mechanic's like, we'll check it out, but it might be not ready until tomorrow morning, evening, etc. But we'll check it out. It's like, okay, cool. So he leaves the car there, walks over to the hotel room, puts a reservation down, locks in a room, and he uses $100 bill.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes on his way, just fooling around town, walking around, sitting in the grass, waiting to see what the outcome is for his vehicle. Well, the manager of that hotel took that $100 and turned right around and went to the local restaurant owner to put a down payment on the banquet food that is going to be a banquet that's going to be at the hotel 2 weeks from that time. The the restaurant owner takes that $100. She goes to the local farmer to put some more money down on more food that she's going to be using for the banquet and other food to meat products that will be supplied to her business. The farmer goes to the hardware store, squares up some of his bill for parts that he had on layaway there until he got some more money. He could pick up the parts he needed, right? Then the hardware store guy, he's having a remodel done on some of his building, and part of that was the painting. So he goes to the painter, says, "Fred, here's another $100 that I've owed you." Yes. And then Fred comes back to the hotel owner, says, "Hey,
Right.
I would like to book that banquet room 4 weeks from now for my my daughter's quinceañera party." Like, okay, cool. So I lost count after three times that it changed hand, but that $100, hotel, restaurant, farmer, hardware store, painter. Am I missing somebody? I think I am. Oh, back to the hotel. Right?
Mhm.
6.
Yep.
Well, technically 5. It came back to the hotel guy. But that $100 bill has changed hands 5 times. How much is that $100 bill worth? $500. So for $100, that $100 bills was able to get $500 worth of goods and services.
Agreed.
Everybody with me so far? Because
Yep.
I actually had to hear that story twice. That's why I'm asking. I think everybody's on board. So let's go back to why should I do this policy as opposed to XRP or some other asset that you might be looking at. And I have nothing wrong with anybody going out there buying XRP, Litecoin, BTC, gold, whatever. Oh, small magic moment for puppy love.
My big boy.
How about you run it through the policy first? And that might not look like the full 10,000, of course, as some of you level 2, level 3 individuals in this group chat already know. But you take that $10,000, you get yourself, let's say, a 30-70 policy. So 30% of every dollar is going to the base, and 70 cents of every dollar is going to PUA for a small window of time. So we've taken our 10,000, we put it over in the policy. We can borrow $7,000. Technically, it's 90%. Technically, it's 90% of your cash value, at least at my place where I have my policy. So I'm just going to go with that. But for this conversation, we'll just say $7,000 for easy math because it is Tuesday and it is nighttime. So we were able to borrow our $7,000. Now you can go get XRP, still at the 60-cent price that it is right now. So yeah, you didn't get the full 10, but your 3,000 plus your technical 7,000 that's on that policy, you're already making money via compounding. It's already compounding. So you're making money in the policy, right? All 10 of it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to borrow 7. Now you got your XRP. And let's say it's, spring of 2025 and XRP, it did a great price shot. Maybe not quite to the $15 that everybody's talking about or this or that, but nonetheless.
My dog gets to see me all day.
Give it some love.
I know.
Nonetheless, let's say you took some profit. Let's say $20,000. $20,000 profit. $7,000 plus interest went back to pay back your loan. So now that capital is free up. You have another $13,000 available to you to utilize for whatever you would like to utilize. And in fact, let's back up here because before I even talk about the profit side, let's just back the truck up just a little bit. You buy the XRP, you got it. If you have the funds to do the next thing that I'm about to mention, it might not be a bad play. If you don't have the funds to do what I'm about to mention, this would be in my opinion, this is the path that I'm actually taking. I'm just going to leave it right there. You might want to get the trust going right when you get that XRP so you can transfer it over there. If you can't get the trust going, then wait for profit on XRP day. Go pay back loan, which, by the way, gives you that liquidity over there. Another $7,000 available for you to borrow again. Go get trust, rocking and rolling and going. Then take remaining XRP, and trust and policies, throw it into trust, and there, all with a mere $7,000. Well, $10,000. You got a policy, you got XRP, and you got a trust. even though you took profit from that, that's free money. Profit's free money, right? It's not your original principal. And that's where I'm going with this. It's the principle that kept moving, that kept transitioning from not legally an asset. It's an insurance policy, but it's got a lot of the same characteristics as one. Went and bought a digital asset, and then after that, you went out and got a specific type of trust that is, correct me if I'm wrong, please, tax deferred.
Deferred.
Right? Yep, deferred, tax deferred.
98% of your capital gains, tax deferred.
The capital gains, because they're not yours anymore. They're the trust.
That's right.
So now XRP goes up to whatever, and boom. I mean, you guys can do the math there. In my mind, that is a really awesome way to go. A really awesome way to go. And I'm going to do it. I'm breaking my neck to try to get myself to get that cash flow, to do my crypto play, and then to get the trust going. Yeah. After I take profits on my crypto play. That's what I'm doing. Because hey man, those are the cards that I was dealt. That's what I get to work with. But it's far better than it was. My situation was a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago.
No, that's right.
I have great opportunity here. That's what I would do. But in the reality, I'm using the same money over and over again.
Yeah. Well, stop and think about it this way too, guys. Great explanation, Simon. Exactly the reason. That's the exact answer that I would love to give people. But let me simplify everything that Simon just said there. He just squeezed a lot of buck out of $1 is what he did.
Amen. Yeah.
He's getting, can you imagine being able to, what if somebody said to you, okay, I'm going to allow you to buy $7,000 worth of XRP, but you're going to have to give me $10,000. Okay. But you're going to get compounding interest for life on the $10,000 plus dividends on the $10,000. The rest of your money. Like, so almost somebody's giving you compounded payments, and you get to hold $7,000. And I'm going to say it's probably even higher than that with some policies. We'll go with 7,000. That was conservative, but we'll go with that.
Well, right? You said 10,000. Easy math.
Yeah, yeah. So you're compounding for the future. Let's not forget, you get to do that again the next year. And the next year, and the next year, and the next year. So the next thing you know, 5-10 years goes by, and you're not going to believe what the difference is in your account. Not to mention, have you found a way to dollar cost average year after year after year after year with $7,000 worth of XRP? And you're going to say, oh, well, Alan, it's going to shoot to the moon next year, and I don't want to buy it. Well, you don't know that. And you don't know ultimately where it's going to be 5 years from now. So it forces you to dollar cost average chunks of $7,000 annually. And you get to work a trust and all the rest of it. It's a concept that if you can get in your mind and you can understand that no matter what I put in that policy, I'm getting compounding interest on and a dividend, no matter the fact that I get to spend it on whatever I want to spend it on. Can you imagine if, let's just say, you're compounding at 5% annually, right? Okay. And you get, I don't know, crypto doubles every year. So, it's a slow burn. It's not a 30x year. And you're doubling your 7 every year. You're going to be 5 years into this thing and you're going to say, oh my God, look what this thing's worth. But the long-term, where we're going to go next in many other shows, is how am I going to put those coins to work? Because now I own them. Now they're in my trust. And now what am I going to do with them, Simon? What am I going to do with my coins? And now that I've done that for 5 years and I have 35,000 of them, right? More than that, because you've gotten many of them at 60 cents. right?
Mhm,
Let's just use,
mhm.
yeah, let's use 50 grand. Now I have 50,000 of these XRP. I know many of you have way more than that. It's not the point. We're just trying to show you how you can build this into long-term, life-changing money with small pieces of money, small
Yeah.
sums of money. Yeah.
I think that's probably that is the most that is and has been one of the most exciting parts for me, because again, I've talked about this at least half of the episodes that you and I have been doing this, Alan, and that's page 3. Page 3 in the Becoming Your Own Banker book. We're
Yeah.
going to try to reclaim the interest that's going across the street. I'm not quoting, obviously. That was the first thing. But we can borrow against the policy. Holy crap. You're going to show me how to reclaim my interest, and I can borrow again it, which means I can go get crypto, but I don't have to pay for it right now today. You can for me, and then I'll pay you back over time. I am making you dinner. Tell me more. That was the first thing that popped into my head. And that's all I kept thinking about was that move right there. Great, perfect. This gives me a problem that I've had forever, and that is giving my money purpose, right? Because if I don't give it purpose, I've watched it fly away. I still do to this day. If I don't give my money purpose, man, she leaves. We'll just leave it like that, So giving my money purpose is very, very important, and this has given me the biggest purpose. And what I mean here is this, for me, this whole life insurance policy, dividend paying whole life insurance policy, the infinite banking concept laid down by R. Nelson Nash, is the platform, the place where I can stick my money. It's going to grow, compounding. Love that. That's great. Early in my 20s, I didn't really give a dang about that. I definitely do now. I see the importance now. But now I'm feeling good in my mind because I've removed it from traditional places that may or may not be safe for my money. It's in it's growing. My money's making money while I sleep. Doesn't matter how much. To me, it's doing the thing that I want it to do. Okay,
that's right.
And now I get to sit back, relax, and move steady on my next move. I get to take the time to investigate and investigate, learn, take information in, get counsel, talk to individuals in that industry of my next move, whatever it might be. I can take a full year to learn about something before I make my move. This is so huge for me personally, because I already threw the dice at the wall. I threw the dice at the wall at Litecoin. I threw the dice at the wall at XRP. I threw the dice at the wall for Bitcoin. Those are my long shot gambles, that I could see a big return. But when I got in, that was scratch ticket kind of stuff, in my mind. I've done that.
It's the trick
is, and I've heard it multiple times. I've heard it from people that have made it all, lost it all, made it all again, lost it all again, and then made it all and sustained. And it's that sustained part that is probably the most elusive part that we don't catch on to, is we get this huge winnings, so to speak, right? All my XRP holders out there, y'all been holding on diamond hams, right? For life. And they're and once it gets there to wherever it is for you, your job now is to have new diamond hands on how to sustain your new upgrade in life, whatever that is. And it's going to be your full-time job to protect it, to maintain it, to know everything that's going on about it. And I've had a taste of that. I've had a small taste, but it was enough for me to go, holy buckets. I don't know Bo diddly. I got great ideas, but I don't know how to execute them. I have to go learn about them. That's a problem, because my money's sitting over here waiting for Willie Sutton to come around. Give me your money, bro. You know what I
There's
mean? It's
yeah, great point.
Sorry.
There's so many people in the chat that I've met on the phone now and talked to, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but they have life-changing money in their accounts now, and they don't know what to do with it.
It's a tough call.
There's a lot of responsibility that comes with this because nobody wants to make the wrong move, especially later in life. None of us. And everybody thinks, oh, wow, look at those rich people. They got it made. That, you know, all they got is a bunch of money. And I'm talking to people that have a lot of money. They don't think they have a lot of money, but they have life-changing money already. And the hard part is everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to strike it rich, but nobody wants to do the work that it requires. People think, oh, the rich people just do nothing all day and they screw around. Do you have any idea the responsibility and the knowledge and the background and the information and the expertise that you need to find a way to get a hold of and to learn and understand the concept of it? Because if you don't learn and understand the concept of it, somebody's going to steal it from you, telling you that they can actually help you.
You won't even know. You won't even
all
know.
of you are going to get clocked. And I'm not trying to just put this out there. I'm just saying these people grow old and gray when they're wealthy, trying to manage their asset. And it's tiresome work, guys. You have to understand what you're doing. And when you get it, and when you finally get it, and you've taken all the right steps to do all the right stuff, you crush it. And then you can sleep and rest on your laurels. And then you can say back to everybody, okay, I can help you with your strategy. I can help you with your situation. You're going to be in a position with that generational wealth. You're going to be able to help your kids, your friends, or family and stuff, because you're going to have the knowledge that those people have that you don't. And that's what we're all doing together here. We're trying to learn. My dog's chasing a bee right now.
It's cool. I have something I want to talk to you about after the show that just popped in my head. Go ahead.
I just want you all to know that there are people reaching out to me left and right, many of them in this chat, who know people, who've worked with people, and have great friends and family that they're like, I think they have good intentions, Alan. You know, how do I check them out? How do we do this? How do this? Something's come to me recently, 2 different people. It looks like a great opportunity for all of us. And basically, it's a firm. I haven't even talked to you about this yet, Simon. It's a company or a firm that essentially does accounting work, and they'll independently look for scammers. And I was like, I'm in. You got to send me that gear. I want to find out who, who's what. How do I do a background check on who's legit and who's not?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
We're building this family network, if you will, of people who are coming together, and we all have different skills. And it's so much fun to talk to you guys. Really is. What do we got? Some questions in here. Teresa had a good one in here.
I saw GA had a great quote.
GA, the bottom one here.
Yeah, GA. Yeah. It's not what you make, it's how much you get to keep.
Yep.
Facts.
Facts. Right there.
Yeah. That's great.
How much you get to reuse and respend is what you keep.
And then you also got Luke mentions Parkinson's Law. And you know what? That's actually a book that I want to read. It's on my list. It's on my next purchase list. I'm currently reading what am I currently reading? Building Your Warehouse of Wealth is what I'm reading right here. Becoming Your Own Banker 2.0.
Mr. Nash.
Yeah. It's it's a short read. Well, I say short read. It's probably long for a gentleman like myself. Um,
I'm currently
little
reading
over
my
100 pages.
I'm currently reading my eyelids every chance I get. I've been going pretty strong. It's good. I love it. This is a great question right here. Love Oak's work.
Okay. Would you
Um,
buy? Would you buy something now, expecting XRP to 10x? So would you pay 10 times the price for that item? Would you invest in the policy when it's not what you put in now, but how much it grows tax free? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh,
it's
did
two
you pass?
questions. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay. First off, let's address. I'm going to address the human behavior here, and I am calling myself out on this because I've done it multiple times in this crypto space. That word right there, expecting. My expectations of XRP 10xing, that has to get pushed aside. I work in, yes, it can. It's looking like it could, but we still have stair steps to go to achieve a 10x. Even just a kind of a side note here, if you went and looked at a chart for XRP, all-time high, $3.20, give or take a dime here or there, you're talking a 5x from its price right now, or a 4.5x from its price right now, right? So, so for me, just based on that, and I would say, yep, that will happen. On our way up, that will happen. For me, that's we have to hit that price at some point. It's got to happen, right? The time
It's
frame,
going.
yeah, exactly. That time frame for me, dude, that's out the door because that expectation, man, has shot me in the foot, shot me in the heart, and you're to blame. Yeah, I had expectations. So if you were to again, back to the example, I would rather run through the policy first, then go get the thing that I know to a certain degree that it has a good probability of going to a direction that I would like it to go. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's what I would do because here's go ahead, Alan. I'm sorry, man.
No,
I'm taking all the
I'm
thunder
listening.
out of the rain clouds right now.
No.
Here's the thing that I had to realize, and I got my contrast multiple times via universe. Investing equals risk.
Correct.
Specific policies with good companies that are writing those policies to meet this parameters described in the the becoming your own banker in the infinite banking concept.
Yep.
That by law contracts is guaranteed. Okay.
Right.
Guaranteed by contract. Like that is literally, I've come to fully accept that is the only thing that we got in this world is words on a paper under law. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right. And all the regulation that
Right.
surrounds insurance. And I am reading the Build Your Warehouse of Wealth. It literally talks about how insurance companies actually have real money as opposed to certain banks that just make it up as they go along.
That's right.
Because when we all pay our premiums, doesn't matter what insurance you got, you're paying real dollars into that pool. Those are real dollars in a real pool. When that insurance company decides to lend out those funds, that's real money in a real market. Not, hey, Phil, yeah, okay, sure, $100 million, no problem. Boop, there you go. Totally different. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole too much, but for me, it really just kind of reinstilled this. This is a better place because they deal in dollar for dollar, chip for chip.
Yep. And like you give love a bad name, Stefanex. Yeah, you give love a bad
Yeah, you gave love a bad name. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like we were talking about earlier was today. I was in Home Depot talking to Simon, and
Yeah.
this is a hard concept for a lot of people to understand, but I thought I'd try to clear it up over the weekend with some people around at a round table, if you will. And I was trying to get to them to the point of real money and banking digit money are two totally different assets. And I don't want to get too deep into that because it's not really what this show's about. But I will tell you that the money that the banks make the most of their money on is life insurance. They do not make near as much money off your car loan because your brother-in-law, banged the whole thing up. So when they repoed the thing, they lost their tail on it. And it's the car loan interest and your home loan interest is not how banks make money. And I know all the bank branch managers are going to go, no, you're wrong about that. That's the only way we make money, Alan. You don't see the big picture because they make money the old-fashioned way. They make it at the top where all the dark pools are. And I tried to explain dark pools to people over the weekend, and it's very complicated and very difficult. But real old solid money is all based upon the fact that they've never faltered on a bond or a default, okay, on a loan. All the shenanigans going on with JP Morgan Chase is fraud. Not all of it, but a lot of it is fraudulent. It's rehypothecated stock shares. Okay.
Derivatives.
It's all derivatives. It's Fugazi money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not the real deal. And the old school foundations that are 200 years old know the difference. Trust me.
Yeah. Oak, I love what you're head at, man. This is a great question right here. It really is a great scenario because I've hit it, but I've hit it in different ways. Okay, before I was exposed to infinite banking concept like this, I would stack my money, right? Pay yourself first, right? Don't be afraid to capitalize. But I would hit this wall. Do I keep saving this money because maybe some hard times are coming up, or do I invest it? Right now, then usually the words of wisdom come through via the angel in my life. She goes, "Well, why don't you do both?" And I was like, "Well, I can't do both." She goes, "Yeah, you can. Just split it in half." Do it. Smart guy. She doesn't say it like that. She says it in a nice, loving manner. But the reality is, deep down, it's like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Do both. But even then, when you do both, go ahead.
Our wives sisters?
Could be probably on a soulful level. Absolutely. Especially those poker ladies. Those poker ladies, man, they stick together.
I know.
That is probably one of the most fierce, unknown or untalked about unions, man. Ladies in poker. Ooh.
Yeah.
A force to be reckoned with. But yes, do both. My problem with doing both was the greed factor. I wanted all that XRP. Or I was actually first going with Bitcoin, but I had a hard time with it. And I felt like I was losing because I left some money here on the table still in my stash versus buying some cryptos. It took me a couple of days and I was like, you know what? I'm being stupid. I'm being very, very stupid here. And it was great because I got good contrast, but then I did it. I split the pot 50-50. And next paycheck came around, and I felt good that I did that because more money was on the way to me. And I can keep building. I can keep building my pile again. And it only took me half the time to get to the same, to get to the same amount. You know, later, I actually wrote I wrote myself a contract. Okay, Notepad. I owe my pile $500 plus simple interest because I borrowed money from there to go get my Bitcoin. That felt really good because I made myself a commitment to pay myself back. Did I know I was doing IBC at the time? No. But when I came across IBC and all that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this right now. This feels so good when you do this. You know, it's been great. Absolutely great. So, Oak, I say do both. Get the policy rocking and rolling.
Get your paycheck
and then go get you your cryptos and hold on for dear life with both your platform and your digital asset.
Yeah.
And eat that cake, baby. Eat that cake.
There's so many different ways to earn money on money that we're just touching the tip of this iceberg. And when we get a little bit more sophisticated in this show and when we go forward, I'm going to share many of those things that I've heard or seen people do or even partaken in myself. And when you get to the point where you understand money well enough, you can get into these. A big issue that many of us have is that we think, okay, I'm going to put this money in there and I'm going to get rich in a week. Wrong. Yeah.
No lies. That was this guy. Like, you know, I was there.
There's this really cool guy on internet and he's got this great idea and it's a winning trade and I know it's going to happen. And I was listening to this guy and I'm going to nail this thing. The issue is not just you and your vibration because why isn't it here yet? Why isn't it here yet? How come it hasn't happened yet? Nothing kills the vibrational, spiritual connection of this planet, law of attraction, if you will, more than you saying, how come it's not here yet? There's absolutely the worst.
Doubt.
The worst thing you could do to yourself is ask you why you are not wealthy yet. The wealthy never ask themselves, how come my investment hasn't paid yet? They know it's going to happen and they look for the next opportunity. They don't even think about the old one. They're on to the next one and next one and next one. And you're laying all these strategies that Simon and I have talked about, mostly Simon tonight, about how to take that 10 grand and how to use the 7 grand. And when you look back at the 2 and 3, 4 trades, I'm going to call them trades, moves, better word.
Moves
that I've done with my money. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of a year, and you add up what you got from it, paying yourself first I love, if somebody brought this up a couple of weeks ago, first thing I do is get my paycheck and I DCA first. That's paying yourself first, right? I DCA with the first $100 of every check I get. Boom, done. Okay. Then I can pay myself first, which is cool too. All of those things add up. And if you could equate them at the end of the year, that's wealth. It's wealth because you used knowledge, discipline, understanding, and you weren't expecting to get rich in a week.
Right.
All of this means that in your later years, you're going to be able to live comfortably. And I know many of us are already in those later years, but it's okay to plan now because now is better than never.
That's right.
And we've already taken the risk, guys. You've already swung the big bet, and thank God, anything else that you connected with an XRP, you connected with it and you bought it, or you bought some other coin. Some of the people in the chat here don't have XRP, but almost all of you do. Yeah.
You're in digital asset. You got a digital asset. You're in.
Yeah, right.
You got it. You're rocking. You're rolling. Alan, I'm glad you precious metals too. I'm glad you mentioned the pay yourself first with buying cryptos or maybe some other asset. Let's think about this just for a minute, okay? One of the and I'm also going to jump on another comment that I saw. GA is talking some serious game up in here. But and then there's a question from Luke. one of the things in the infinite banking concept, and that I've heard numerous times in my financial literacy journey, and I'm sure I will continue to hear throughout my journey in the finance, and that is getting your money working. Okay, putting it to work, putting your money to work. Right, work means it's making you money while you sleep. It's growing over time. Okay, whoop. That some things might not grow today, or they're going to grow tomorrow, later, etc. So when someone takes that $100, whoop, and they DCA into a crypto, they took the money in, pay yourself first, and put it right out there to work. They locked it in a good, solid, paying job,
and you won't miss it.
You won't miss it. Yeah, no, it's there. It's right there.
Yeah,
it's right there. It's right here. Yeah, exactly. And then you
Yeah.
did another pay yourself first. Hey, I want some more pay myself first because I deserve other opportunities that are going to come between now and next payday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good things.
And money,
Good
let's
things.
remember, guys. There's what's his name? Breedlove, Robert Breedlove.
Breedlove.
He is a bit of a philosopher. He's a deep thinker. I like his material a lot. He's a Bitcoin maxi, but that's okay. We love him anyway. He always says he has a show, and basically his show goes like this. It's what is money? And he's had, I don't know, 20, 30 different famous people on there. Maybe more than that in the crypto space, crypto world.
You've been on there.
And yeah, well, like I said, famous people. And when he said that, I know the answer to that. Like, boom. And I've heard everybody come on the show and nobody's gotten it right yet. And I can't tell you how I know the answer to that, but I'm going to tell you what the answer to what is money. Money is energy. Energy is what it is. And that's what it is, period. In a sentence. What is the energy doing? It's an energy of either a million emotions of man. Desire, need, greed, want, have, need, lack, feeling without. All of those that you apply to that energy is how it treats you. And it's very difficult to explain to people because everybody have been taught just like Robert Kiyosaki's book says all the time, you were taught by a poor dad. It's okay. There's time for you to get smart. And it's time that you did, and you need to. And that energy is what you put into it, the knowledge you use of it. And it's just like burning calories. Yeah, are you putting those calories to use, or are you just laying around getting fat on the couch? No, you got to put it to use, and you have to know what it's doing, and you have to get it working for you. It's like it's almost like a mining rig, right? It's running 24/7, mining you coins. Like, let it run, let it work, feed it, and find new ways to get a new mining machine, another mining machine, another mining machine. All those are side hustles. That's all they are. And they all pay off in the end. If they don't pay off financially, they pay off in what energy I learned, like you just said, contrast. Did I learn anything from the process? Yes. You got to be a better business person because the old business failed. And the next one, not likely. Not likely to fail.
Right.
So all of that is so big, guys, so big. I could not be doing the show that I do with what little wisdom I share without all the bad and good things that have happened to me in my lifetime, in particular, the knowledge that I received from people. And I listen. You have to listen to people and absorb it and be very conscious about who you are listening to. We really focused on that over the weekend. These meetups, guys, are priceless. They really are. I think people learn a lot, and we learn a lot from each other, just sharing each other's lives. And let's remember, you finally get to hang out with 6, 8, 10 people that think just like you do about stuff, and particularly the future of mankind with crypto. And let's face facts, you don't know anybody else that thinks that way about it. These people do. So find a place.
It's actually
to
really nice. It's really nice.
That's so nice, man.
It is.
Makes you
I'm
feel
actually,
like you feel like you won already. Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, God, my people. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I get to experience that this Thursday.
Nice.
It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Mhm.
Gonna talk to a couple fellas.
Some people have asked, so I'm gonna talk about it. I think it was Teresa. Teresa, I'm meeting with our lovely lady April this coming weekend, all day Sunday. This coming Sunday, I will be recording, and I'm going to get as much recording as the poor gal will stand up for. I'll just keep feeding her Starbucks, and we'll try and get what we can get out of her. Because she's
you might might want to think about that plan. I mean, caffeine's good, but sometimes depending on
once
your
you start slowing down,
metabolical age, etc., it can really just,
I'm going to be ordering in food because we're not going to lunch.
There you go. Perfect. Sushi sounds great.
But yeah, that's right. We'll do whatever
sushi,
she wants.
Yes.
We're going to get her on video, and then we're going to be able to
email or sushi.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm good with it. I love sushi. I'm a sashimi guy from way back. I'm not a big rice fan, but I love all the rest of it. Yeah.
I want to give mad props again to GA. He's really killing it in the comment section.
He always does.
I know he does.
Always.
I know he does. But he's mentioning what we can make happen is learn the money game to get ahead of life no matter what they do, making our circle great, like my mentor says. I'd love to kind of know who your mentor is there, GA. I know you've mentioned him a couple times. And then he goes on to say, law, finances, it's all a game. We just have to learn the rules and play it right. Well said, my friend. That's wisdoms from Main Street right there. Luke did have a question that I'd like to address. Or no, he's actually, I'm sorry, it's not a question, it's a comment. You can always transfer policies after they are created. Right. I guess it is a question. I got to read the full question before I say it is or isn't a question. Yes, you can transfer. You can transfer ownership, laws, finances. It's all a game. What do we have to learn? Yeah, that's the comment. GA's on it. But yes, Luke. To your question, you can always transfer the policies after they are created. Absolutely. It's just I was told by my my agent, it's just one piece of paper and it's a done deal. Now that's specific to Lafayette Life. Okay, so could be different, probably different process elsewhere, but it literally is a flick of the wrist and a couple check marks and 2 pumps and you're gone. It's easy peasy.
Easy. I don't know where you live, but I assume it's close to Nashville. I'm just assuming. I'm going to Nashville. I don't know when, but it's been on my short list for a long, long time. And I think I'm getting close. I just talked with a couple from North Carolina and I mentioned Nashville and they're like, we're there. So maybe. Yeah.
How about April?
I'm sorry?
April? Can you do April?
In the month of April?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'm open.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to nail them down. See how I did that?
Yeah,
quick action.
May is XRP show.
Right.
Right. First week of May, typically. So April might be good, or June. But the kids get in the way of June and July. You know what I mean? They really do. Being out of school and everybody can't kind of move around the way they could.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. Oh, she did say where she lives, Kentucky. Okay. That's close enough.
That'll
I would
work.
think. Yeah. I may have to drive over there. Why not? That's only what, one state away, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, for you specifically, my state is not anywhere near the length that yours is. So I mean, for you, it's just a short drive.
Yeah.
A quick ride to Home Depot for you. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, that's right.
For me, it's probably half my state. That's a 3.5 hour drive, no problem. I can do that anywhere halfway through my state. Takes about 3.5 hours. So
Yeah.
No problem. I could totally do that. But yeah, it is one state away. Not a big deal. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. It's not really tall. It's kind of wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I know about it.
So I want to I'm going to pitch this idea. It's an idea I've had for a while after I got kind of bent over from the company that I borrowed money from to get a car. And most of us that have had a car payment understand it's not fun. I mean, it's a nice ride, so to speak, but still it's not fun. And I was getting really close to the end of the contract, and I had agreed to some terms because I had missed some payment, but they put it on the back end. But then they did some nice creative financing that's totally legal. And that really put me in the rears another like 2 months plus interest. And I was not happy because I was making plans for that contract to end. And it was in this rage of emotion that I did comply to after doing lots of research to see if I was getting scammed. Too late. So at any rate, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take out these lenders. I'm really going to take them out. I'm going to hit them at their core. I'm going to lowball the interest.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I was going to read that. Here's the idea. I want to do simple interest loans on cars. I can apply it to other thing, but I want to do simple interest. If I get charged 5% over at the insurance company, I'll charge you 10 straight up. Here's your payments. Probably like a 5-year structure or something like that, because that's typical, right? But it's just at the end of the day, it's just 60 payments. I need 60 payments. If you can do it in 5 years, great. If you do it in 4 years, great. If you do it in 3 years, great. I just need the amount that equals 60 payments at blah, blah, blah. That will, if you started doing that, because I'm sitting here like, dude, if I start doing that, that's going to catch on. And there's going to be a lot of pissed off lenders because they're not making hand over fist and us taking up the tailpipe.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyways, anybody got some thoughts on that? Simple interest loan on a vehicle. Just keep it kill. If it's cost you $10,000, including interest, taxes, license fees, that's what it costs you. So be curious to hear some feedback on that. What were you putting up there?
GA's got some. He's talking to Teresa. He was asking what state she lives in. I like GA, but I don't really know that he needs to be promoting other stuff on the channel. But I'm cool with it as long as these are people are on the up and up. Big income, no jump. I like it.
Well, I
like the sound of it.
I'd love to know who that. Yeah, go ahead.
But
sorry,
I don't know anything about that organization, and I don't really like when people promote stuff because I don't know what it is. But that's okay. I like GA, and I trust him. So
yeah, he's a good dude.
That is GA. That's a Southern California group, or are they all over? You just happen to meet there. Yeah, because I drive by Southern California every month, actually. So I wouldn't mind stopping in and see what you guys are all about. If you've got actually GA and I just talked last week, didn't we? I believe we did. Anyway,
all over the world, really.
All over the world. Cool. All right.
GA, you better get your popcorn. As soon as this thing ends, dude, I got your digits.
Right.
Better turn the cell phone off now, bro.
Yeah.
or block
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, GA's I've had one good phone conversation with GA, and the knowledge that he was sharing with me and just kind of sharing a little bit about his story, which of course I'm not going to share here, as it was a private conversation. Some of that comes from his mentorship that he had, still has. And I was like, wow, that's really invaluable. However you got plugged into, I was just assuming it was a one individual, but it sounds like it's a collective, which is even better. It can sometimes be convoluted, but the bigger picture is you have different contrasts for different situations.
I went down the road of kind of promoting this guy a little bit on my channel many years ago now, a couple of years ago. And I was kind of like, oh, wow, look, he's posting this guy and he's posting this guy. And then I found out later it was a scam. And I was standing there going, I hope nobody was following what this guy did. But, and then there was another guy recently that was trying to promote, what's the name of the tax guy? That you and Melissa did a show.
Coulter
or something like that.
I still laugh at that episode, man. She didn't want to do it, but I said we got to talk about this. But it was good.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Bill, I think is it Bill Kohler?
Coulter?
Last name's Holter? No, it's not Holter.
Something like that. Anyway,
I know who you're talking about.
A great follower of ours, I can't remember who it was, said, hey, man, I'm going to his seminar this weekend. Why don't you come meet me there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to that. Sorry, dude. I'm nothing wrong at all with people who want to go down the road of paying every dime you owe in tax. Nothing wrong with that. Other than I'd like to find the way not to pay any tax. That's really what I'm after. So I'm going to pursue that latter angle as opposed to somebody telling me that you've got to pay every dime or they're going to throw you in the clink. Like, okay, well, why don't since I happen to live my entire life knowing that that's not accurate because none of my bosses pay any damn taxes. I'm like, well, why can't we do what my bosses do? Yeah. So that's why I'm not going to any tax seminars anytime soon. But yeah. And I'm not trying to throw the person under the bus because he's really good. He's a good listener and a follower. But he tried to get me to go to that seminar. I'm like, that's not my angle. We're not going there. And I can't get too personal on this show, but you know why I said that, right, Simon?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So,
go ahead.
I was gonna. Never mind. Go ahead. I was gonna ask.
No, I was gonna say, you got. I saw you looking at your notepad. You got any questions? But it's not or comments.
I wrote a couple down.
Come on, bring it.
I wrote a couple down, but they're quite lengthy. So I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we should."
Can we?
Yeah.
Can we?
Why?
Oh,
okay.
Actually, I have. If those too longs, I have something that I do want to share, but I don't have to. I know we're doing all these cliffhangers now. Can it be done in 45 minutes?
Yeah. No. Yes. What were you going to ask me just with the cliffhanger right there?
I was going to share with you. I was talking to our good friend, Mr. Jarrett Vick. Today, and we were talking about. Okay,
when are we going to have JV back
on? 2 weeks. Actually, I would like to. I would like to have the author of the Beaver Banker on the show.
The which banker?
Beaver Bankers. The book Beaver Bankers.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about her.
Yeah. I'd like to have Becca Willite on the show. She's authorized IBC practitioner. I'd like to have her on the show. I'll see what's good for her, and we'll get her on. I'd love to hear that, because that book right there is really good in its simplest form. Really helps to drive a few things home within the infinite banking concept, and you're teaching your kids this. So that's that's great. It's perfect. Elementary school concepts. Very, very interesting. Alan, can we convert an existing term life policy for one from the IBC book? Okay, so this is an insurance question, but I've ran into this personally, and someone did have term, and they had 5 years to convert the term. So I would go back and check out the contract. There is a way to do it, but I would totally let an individual like Mr. Jarrett Vick go ahead and answer that, as he is a licensed insurance producer, as they are called, and an authorized IBC practitioner. So,
and there is a time element. I know that.
Yes. So, if it can be done, I mean, if I had another policy out there and I could switch it over, I would, because that would be an easy play for me, because it's already, I'm already paying that money out. You know what I'm saying? It's already going to something. So yeah, it is. Check out your contract. You could also, just check out your contract. And if you have any more questions, I'm sure Alan can get you in touch with me, and we could have a private conversation about some other stuff along those lines. But check out the contract. Good question though. Great question.
Todd's on my speed dial.
Perfect.
So he can get hold of me anytime.
Is he number one or number two?
Hey, no, Brent, because he's in the alphabet, he's number one. But Elizabeth's number two, only because of the alphabet. Yeah. That's how it works. That's the only reason.
I tried to trap you. I was not being a very good friend right there. I was trying to trap you.
Yeah. Those two are. I'm pretty sure it's a 5-year rule, though, right? I mean, I know every company's different.
I don't know. That's just what I came across. And someone else sharing they're the same question, and so I would happen to be on the phone with that call, connecting them with JV, and they had to go back and look at the contract allows it. They tried to get me. Great. I'll have Alan send you. We could talk more details, of course, on the private. So if it's there, great. I'd say full swing. Don't hesitate per se on it, to keep pushing, see if it's doable, what's it going to take. All those things need to be addressed, but if it can be done, it can be done. So see what happens. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Todd just text me, and I can get you JV's number.
Yes,
that's what I would do.
Isn't before the term? Isn't it before the term ends? Okay, so
no, it's when it's written, right?
It's from the time of okay. In the example I'm going to give you, which was somebody else's same situation, in the contract, it literally stated that it could be converted either before age ... or before 5 years from the contract enforcement date. So when the contract was enforced, from 5 years going forward, they had to do it before the 5th anniversary. So 4 years, 364 days, that was their last day that they could have done something to convert it. So that's why I say check that contract. You know, check the contract that you have, that policy. Check that policy. Todd,
you should have JV's number anyway.
Yeah, shoot him JV's number. Good time to get a hold of Mr. JV is anywhere between 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific to about 1 p.m. Pacific is a great time for sure.
Yeah.
Raven Crypto. If there is a currency reset, how does that affect the policy? Wonderful question. I had the same question, just in dollars dying. This is happening, et cetera, et cetera. So here's how this works. Whatever our new jurisdictional money, cash, fiat thing that we're going to be utilizing, it will just be in that denomination. So if we switched over to XRP, it would not be in dollars anymore. It would be in XRP.
Right.
The contract's still the same thing. It's growing. It has a different now denomination. It has a different currency label to it, but it's still going to do the same bloody thing by contract. That's I mean, in general, like it's that simple on that level. Okay. But if we have something like that go down, you're talking, just think about how many people are in the US. And let's just say that 25% of them have some type of life insurance on them, whether they own the policy or not. Like, dang, that's a lot of contracts. So, it's far easier just to go, okay, it's not going to be USD, it's going to be XRP or RLUSD or whatever, BTC, Ethereum. I mean, whatever our new currency is, that will be the denomination.
More than likely, if there's going to be a reset of any kind, which I personally do not believe there's going to be one, but I'm wrong a lot, it will be an extraction of zeros. The dollar will not go away. First of all, you don't want the dollar to go away. Okay. First of all, just trust me. I know there's a lot of channels out there that tell you the dollar's going away. The British pound didn't go away. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's still there.
You're welcome, Raven.
But yeah. And I also believe that not only is it not going to go away, they're just going to knock some zeros out there. And that's what you want. Believe me, it's very difficult for your asset to go up in value if you don't have a bunch of Ponzi money inflating it higher and higher and higher. Just trust me. You want that. Yeah. And the people at Ripple understood what? Let's call it the RLUSD. So clearly they don't see a reset coming of it going away to nothing. And you don't want the new currency to be XRP. You don't want that. I know there's a lot of people when the ruling came down, that ruling that Ms. Torres said basically that XRP is currency. Yes, but you don't want it to be the world's reserve currency. No, you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. Everybody gets that one wrong. You don't want that. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, thank you, Simon. You explained that very well. He had this one next too.
I did. Great question.
Yeah.
Great question. First off, if there's a bank, a bank bail-in, as far as I know, those really only affect us, right? These insurance companies have different protocols in place. I know there's different institutions that are outside the traditional banking system, but it is still a banking system like a trust bank. I've seen a few of those. It works in a whole different types of contracts, laws, regulations, etc. So that's really something that I've kind of also learned in my financial literacy. There's different types of banking systems, even though it says bank, right? We're so used to JP Morgan. I know I slap them up and down. We're used to Bank of America, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, your local, non-credit union place. Like we're so used to that. Like we have no idea that there are different kinds of banks to handle different kinds of things in different kinds of industries. under different kinds of deals, laws, regulations, contracts, etc. So, so I'm going to go with that,
Right.
but I don't mind digging a little bit more into that because, hey, that's a great question. I want to see what I can find. So, thank you, Raven. I appreciate that.
Correct. And let's also remember that essentially there's been 2 or 3 different bank bail-ins or outs over the last 100 years, and neither one of them lost their currency.
And they still pay the
Neither one of
dividend.
them lost their currencies, and neither one of them actually had a even digit change in their denominations. However, one of them became a euro, but still, if you look back over the time, what do we know about these insurance companies? In 1929, they paid a dividend. Bingo. What
And
else?
30, and 31, and 32, and 33,
Right.
and 34, and they kept on
The
going.
worst times in the history of man, these companies have paid. And by the way, they're different. They are different, okay, than a home insurance company. They are different companies. So when everybody's complaining about home insurance and it's going through the roof in Texas and Florida and California and that's a different company. It's not the same setup. Yeah, privately held Federal Reserve note is going away. There was a big rumor about that one. And I would have to say Allison is the winner here tonight. She nailed that. That's essentially what could happen. Again, we don't know. Yeah. Love Allison. By the way, if you guys just go to the XRP show, meeting this lady right here is worth the price of admission. She's a wealth of knowledge of what's really going on in the world, number one. I'm not going to say her hat is tinfoil. I'm just going to say she's clued into what's going on in the world. She's nobody's dummy, okay? And she's a wit. So much fun. I'd love to go skiing with her is what I really like to do. But anyway, one of these days we'll get to that girl. But she's a sweetheart. Great lady. But you should meet her. If you see her at the XRP show, walk up and just say, hey, I want to meet you, Allison. She should have her own show. I can't even believe she doesn't. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, she's good friends with Todd and Bonnie, who were also in the chat earlier today.
She was there Thursday night, right? At the XRP event. Sorry, just refreshing my memory. Just looking at the pic and recanting the night.
Allison, did you come to my party before the show? Yeah,
I swear
I think she did. I believe. Yeah, no, she did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Because I'm looking at her, I'm like, no, I shook hands, said hello for a brief moment. You know, kind of a whirlwind in that place. But yeah.
She's so smart. Yeah. What do we got going on? I had a good question up here with, who do we have that up there with? Oh, right here.
Oh, good. Good. I was just reading it. What's the legal parameters to open up multiple policies with the same money? Like for a spouse, open one, then take a loan and open another. Then take a loan from the second one to pay back the first one. So let's talk about that, Oak. So
sure, why not?
Ladder. I'm just trying to get my thoughts. Yeah. Legally, as far as I'm aware of, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you do that, you are essentially doing the same thing that the Federal Reserve does in a different way, because you're borrowing the insurance company's money to open something else. You didn't inject more money into the pool. You may later, but opening. Some people have done that. They call it laddering, or it's a form of laddering. but as far as I know, there's legally there's nothing wrong with that. That could be done. But for myself, I would much rather pay for it in, in the traditional sense, because insurance companies know what the heck you're doing, and they tend to not like that. And they could at any moment reserve that right to refuse service to anybody for any reason. And they do talk to each other too. It's a thing. So if you were to do something like that, let's say not you. I'm going to say if I were to do something like that, it would be to the tune of, I know I have money that's coming in play, but I want to start this right now. Okay, cool. I'll borrow the money, start the policy, and then take my other money and pay back that loan. Right? If I was expecting some money on the way. If you were to, even let's run a play with this. Let's say you did a 50-50 policy times 2. So both policies are going to be 50-50, just to make it easy math. You started the first policy with $20,000. So that's 10 on the base, 10 on the PUA. You then borrowed what you're able to borrow from your PUA side, which in my policy, it's 90%. So now I got $9,000 that I can start another new policy, my second 50-50. So that'd be $4,500 and $4,500. Now I could take a $4,500 loan and pay it back over here to the $900 that I borrow, but I still owe $9,000, $4,500 over here, $4,500 over there. And I'm on the hook. I'm on the hook for life for now 2 policies, right? I got to make sure I got to meet that base, because it's all about that base, no term. Anyways, you got to make sure you can meet that base all day, every day. But to answer your question, as far as I know, I don't know if there's any legal parameters, but as it is stated in different videos via Nelson Nash and other podcasts that I've listened to that are authorized IBC practitioners that have specifically talked about that, these insurance companies are not stupid. They're going to know what you're doing, especially if you're doing it in-house. Out of house, yeah, maybe they might not really catch on per se. Okay, I'm saying maybe, but I know for a fact that when you do an application to an insurance company, they run a check just like a money lender does, only a little bit different. It's only to insurance versus a lender. They'll check to see how many credit cards you've tried to open up, how many loans have you tried to get, and you've been told no, or for whatever reason, right? And then that lender's going to be like, whoa, looks like you've applied for a loan 10 times. What's going on, right? Insurance companies, same thing. Whoa, looks like you got like 4 applications in it, including ours, that 4 different insurance companies. What's going on there? What are you trying to do? You're trying to rig the system. So that just tells me that they have more than likely a centralized sharing check information, to see who's coming in their front door. So Oak, I hope that I hope that at least covers it a little bit.
No, you did. You covered that well.
I would definitely be talking to you can talk to Mr. JV as well on that, and get the legal insurance answer, because again, not an agent, just a IBC enthusiast. I'm going to Hollywood, and I'm going to be rich as Schnikes. And the money will roll in right off the
be rolling right in. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Kurt Cobain, man. I love that. That's a brother man from my state. Yeah, Kurt Cobain.
You gotta love that. Yeah. And of course, he's no longer with us. However, he nailed it.
Good music.
He did nail it. Simon, I was going to go down this road, and I think we'll save it for next week. But
okay, cool.
I have another question. When I wrote down my own question here, when we were talking about taxes a minute ago, what is and what isn't taxable from what is earned from the money that I invest from my policy? I pull the $7,000 out and I make money
Mhm.
with that $7,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How much of that money that I earn is taxable?
You mean through the loan? Like, okay, $7,000, you bought XRP, it moons, you cash out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so well, that would be on the capital gains on that specifically. So, I mean, all rules apply there. Whatever your
Mhm.
gain is, that would be your tax over there. But you can put your money back because it's a loan, right? It's not reported as income because it's not
So the
income.
money I put back to pay for the $7,000 is not taxable.
Correct. And I'm sure there might be a way to account for the interest paid, as
Mhm.
that too is an obligation.
But
So
isn't money earned from your own money from an insurance policy non-taxable?
you mean
Or
if you're borrowing from an insurance company and you go invest it somewhere and you get gains, that part not in a trust is taxable. It's still a gain. But your original principal, no, because that original principal is a loan that you got from somewhere else.
it's a loan, right?
Yeah, right. Right now. So yeah, that money, that specific money, no. It's just the only tax you're accruing is on the gain. So you bought $7,000 worth of XRP, it goes to 14,000. You sell everything for $14,000 in total. Well, you're only taxed on $7,000 of a gain, not $14,000 of total sale. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Okay. Yeah. And then
You want to,
so going a little further though, you have to pay back the loan, okay? Because technically
borrow the
it's
money
not
from
to
yourself.
you. Technically it's not to you, so that interest too could arguably possibly I don't know. I don't think you can write. Well, yeah, you were able to write off interest on certain loans. It depends on the criteria. So yeah,
That's
kind
right.
of an interesting thing there
Yeah. Okay.
because it's
Yeah.
after. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because I know there's a couple of tricky little ways you can get around some of that stuff, but we won't get
Okay.
into them right now. Actually,
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Ooh, man, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a whoa. I already
Yeah.
I don't know the half of it, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Come on, we don't need to be hanging out the bar on a school night.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's well, the Robert Kiyosaki had a whole chapter in his book about that, actually, about borrowing money from yourself and earning profits and paying yourself back because you borrowed the money from yourself. Anyway, it's a long story.
Yes, the borrowing part's non-taxable. The only part that's
Yeah,
taxable
that's right.
is it's just a profit, right? It's just the
Yeah.
profit. That's the taxable stuff. So you can do that over and over again. Bring back our constitutional republic. Yes, that'd be great. I'd love that. Be a whole new world. Probably simpler.
Yes, that would be fantastic. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to this day. I hope it happens in my lifetime. I've had a lot of people promise me a lot of different things. Shall I say? Let me just say, how do I say this without saying what I shouldn't say?
Well, I'd like to start off with I hug trees, I eat mushrooms, I believe in
Mhm.
fairies.
No.
Usually
I
gets you
want
off
to
the
get
hook, right?
no. I know people who are diligently trying to make that occur. I know them. And I know who they are, and I know why they exist, and I know the organizations in which they're involved in. And I talked to a few of them personally, and I know that they believe they're closer than they've ever been before. And I will tell you that more and more, if you look around, more and more famous people, okay, I'm going to call them famous, or let's call them CEOs of massive corporations, are believing in this sentence right here. That's why I posted it, because they want that to occur. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I have a meeting with a guy next week, this week, I hope. We're trying to get it done this week. He and I have a Zoom call coming, and he is an individual who is going to, well, it's not a secret out there. There's a lot of people talking about, there's a lot of people in the XRP community talking about suing the SEC. I think I can say that. Suing the SEC.
Side note. Okay. Off topic. Real quick. Alan shared he didn't share the video with me, but he told me about this video, and it has to do with counties, municipal bonds, and all that. Well, I was flipping through the YouTubes while I was letting my knees rest from doing the fireplace work, and I came across another interview that was talking about that, and was really interesting. Shared it with my wife, and right now, literally in my area, we have a school district that the state just assigned someone to oversee the whole spending and this and that, because in 2 years they're going to be out of funds. It's like, you're already out of funds. They're talking about, well, what was the quote in the article I read? It was something about, we're not going to liquidate such and such. They said it so small, and our obligations means contracts.
Yep.
Bonds, right? Yeah. And it's like the liquidation of assets is property, because that's really all a school has, is like real estate for the school that it sits on, right? And maybe some other things I don't know about, but I shared that with the wife, man, and wow, really lit a fire under her butt on the topic. And we spent probably all the Sunday, most of Sunday, talking about how huge that is. It very much is.
I will tell you the recent numbers that I've seen. I will tell you that they have been mind-blowing, and it's somewhere in the magnitude of about $30,000. Okay, if you put all the school districts together, just school districts, I'm not talking about all the other stuff that municipal bonds pay for.
Right.
Just school districts, and the amount of kids that go to school in the U.S., they're somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000 per student in debt. That's not even in debt. And this debt has been rolled over and kicked down the road. And we'll just write a new bond on the old bond and never pay the old bond back. And it's a Ponzi scheme. And there's absolutely no other way to look at it other than it's all coming to a head near you. There was a lady who, this is crazy. She actually posted the form, and a friend of mine went through it and said, this is a big problem. These two sentences right here, you need to get a lawyer immediately. Because essentially what she got from the county was, all the people in your state, our state, are going to owe 30% more in state income tax next year. And it was a state official document. And she thought the whole thing was a scam. She's like, somebody's trying to scam me here. What do I do with this thing? So she sent it to a friend of mine who is an accountant. The accountant looked through the whole thing and said, you need to lawyer up immediately. Because what essentially these counties have done is, now they said, we're so far in debt, what we're going to do is just put this big massive tax on everybody. In other words, it's almost like a common area fee, like where you all have a common area thing, and all of a sudden they get assessed this massive amount. They're coming next year, according to this document. Next year, they're coming with an assessment of 33% raise and everybody who lives in the state. And she's already received the document stating that they're going to do it. This is not only illegal, you cannot say that everybody's property went up by 33%. Where's the equation for that? How do you say that this guy's shack that his roof fell in compared to this guy who put $1 million pool in his backyard, both of their property values went up 30%? No, you can't do that. It's like, not only is it not constitutional, it's absolutely illegal. You have to assess each property individually. You have to decide what the value, the increase of each property is. Many properties should not be going up, they should be going down. Just because somebody down the street sold $1 million home, that doesn't mean your house is worth $1 million.
Nope.
Just saying.
And I'm pretty sure that I don't remember anybody in an official capacity or any other capacity has come through my house and said, yeah,
right.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
That's
tape
right.
measure. Yeah. Ooh. No, definitely not.
Yeah. It's definitely I'm telling you guys, it's really about to blow up in everybody's face. And it's not going to be in the citizens of the U.S. that have been robbed for generations on property tax. And it's really scary what's going on. And there's a guy who runs the whole thing, and it's doggone it, Mockingbird. Shoot, I wasn't even going to. What's that?
Joanna put a link to the video.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, in the chat.
Watch this video right here. Hey, Joanna, that's my right-hand person. This is what I'm talking about, but it's gone further than this video. But you must watch this video. This is Chris Mortensen on Peak Prosperity. I've watched him for years. This will tell you the fraud that's going on. The guy's name is Mitch, I believe, who runs the deal Mockingbird something. Mongoose, Mockingbird, I believe it's called Finance or something like that. He's the one that's setting up all the attorneys, and they're taking it to the Supreme Court. And I will tell you right now, they are going to crush the municipal bonds, and it's not going to be good because it's trillions. It's tens of trillions of dollars nationwide. Yeah, crazy stuff. But watch that video with Chris Mortensen. He's fantastic. You should be watching Peak Prosperity anyway. Thank you, Joanna.
I also, jeez. Sorry, my dog just came home. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. We are in for it, guys, but we're not in for it. We're the good guys. We've been doing the right thing. We're doing everything right. We're paying our bills. We're doing what we can. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, you guys have squandered the money. Where have you squandered it? I mean, other than possibly Ukraine, but many other places, right? Where have you squandered this money? And where is it all? And what have you been doing with it? And I don't want to get too political, and I know what they're doing with it, and they're doing it with a lot of young people and all that in the borders, and I know all of that. Yeah. But the squandering of the wealth of Americans is coming to an end one day soon, I hope. And there's people that care about the sovereign rights of all people, and we do need to get back to the Constitution, I believe. That's my 2 cents. What do I know about it?
Man, your 2 cents went real long in this.
I know it did.
My 2 cents is
Yeah.
Game over.
Came on right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
The beautiful thing about this planet is there's so much prosperity and so much food and so much shelter and so much resources that there's an abundance. So if we were to bring the entire system down, we're not all going to starve to death, which is good. That's a good thing. Okay.
Yes,
not just barely making it, you know.
No.
So in that sense,
we're gonna thrive. I know we got like what 10 minutes here at max. I want to share a brief quickie that Mr. Jarrett and I are kind of working on, and we've been racking our heads against opportunity cost. Okay, so money that leaves our hands forever, and we're curious to see as this process is implemented into our lives, that are we able to 100% get rid of opportunity cost or opportunity loss, or is it a best case scenario to where we mitigate it over time? So we're shrinking that opportunity cost, opportunity loss. Are we shrinking that? And it's a real interesting thing, but
it is
something that JV, because we've had this conversation multiple times, but we had it again today, and it was curious to wonder, does the compounding in your base plus your compounding PUA, not including dividends, okay, not including dividends, that's on the side, because we can calculate the guarantees on the base in the PUA that we do, right, at a max, right? Mm-hmm. So we're curious to see, does the compounding outchase the opportunity cost over time to where it gets it down to maybe are close to the last, at least in my lifetime, the last decade of my life, my opportunity costs are 0.25% or maybe 1% of all money that comes this way.
I know that's a good guy.
No, there's no there. This is some level 4, level 5 stuff, to be quite honest, because we're talking child.
Yeah, I was about to say we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we are gonna find out, but it's a really interesting topic to discuss. But I'm not gonna go down that. For all you IBC policy holders out there, practitioners, it's it's something that I know that everybody's kind of ran into at some point, but it's going to be an interesting calculation. So we're trying to figure that out, because we want to see if we can get it on a spreadsheet to see hypothetically, so we can now account for the unseen, right? Because the opportunity cost is what we don't see. It just goes down the road. But anyways, I thought I'd just share that quick tidbit with you and the folks out here in the IB's Infinite Banking Concept study group here with the crew, which I love and adore. I really do. It's been great for me. I know it's been great for everybody else out there.
I want to do some kind of a little closing statement here. I have recently been blessed enough to not only work with Simon here, and Joanna and my son and my wife and many other people here. But what I've really noticed is when I meet people in person who follow this channel, and many channels like this, and like I like to say, many better channels than this, there is a like-mindedness. And I'm not talking about politics, and I'm not talking about what we want to see necessarily our government do. It's bigger than that. And I say this a lot, and I really want it to resonate because it's so true, everybody. One person connected to the Holy Spirit, source, love, light, God, Christ energy, whatever fits your bill, one person connected to that is more powerful than millions who are not connected to that. And it doesn't mean you have to wear it and own it every second of your existence. It just means that you need to know that it resonates within you. And when you're around other people that it resonates with, be well in your mind and your thought for them and everyone else as much as you can. Because when I meet people, it's beyond the words. You're in the room and you're hugging each other, and it's a real deal, guys. And I know that we're getting farther and farther apart because of the internet and because of what happened in 2020, and everybody's now just doing Zoom meetings. It's bigger than that. And when you get in the same room with people and the energy is palpable, it's incredible. And I have lifelong friends, not because of this channel, not because of the words that I've said on this channel, not because of my knowledge that I've learned over the years that I want to share with people. It's because of that energy and that synergy that all of us have in this group to some way. And it's incredible. And I'm honored and pleased to say that I plan on spending the rest of my living days enjoying the company of all of us here. So with that, I think we should get out for the night here, Simon.
Absolutely.
And I love you all. And I will see you guys next Tuesday on this show on live. So we will do the IBC action next week, next Tuesday. Tomorrow morning, I have a political angle, maybe kind of, for my show. So check that out. It's a little different twist on politics of what I think is going on with crypto and politics, tomorrow's show. So have a great night, everybody.
I'm going to be on the Dipito Let's Talk Crypto show tomorrow. So
tomorrow night, you've got Dipito, and check that out. They're really getting amazing guests, and I love it. Love it. Yeah. Okay, guys, enjoy your nights. Love you all.